How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
Ready for your vacation?
Oh yeah, I get a week's vacation thanks to Chyna Cho because she is taking over the programming on the blog immediately following the Open. And I will say, it's the first time in probably close to 4 or 5 years that anyone's ever taken this job from me for any length of time, so I'm pretty excited. How did you win this opportunity?
I am a food-eating master.
I'm 100% convinced I can do 6:30.
Huh? How's it going?
Spout.
Yeah!
Wow. Photo finish.
She got me by a swallow.
Yeah. Oh, to be exact, a donut eater.
That, yeah. Specifically, she ate a handful of donuts, very large donuts, in a very short amount of time while doing a workout. Something I thought was impossible, so I told her if she could do it that you would get this opportunity, and I had to.
Here it is.
I had to remove my foot from my mouth, and now I'm handing over the reins for a week. So,
So if you don't like it, you can still blame Seth.
No. If you don't like it, that's completely Chyna's fault. I had nothing to do with this week. The only instruction I gave her was make it fun. And so whether she did that or not, I guess we'll talk about it real quick. So I want to go through like my favorite piece from each day, and you can kind of give me the thought behind the workout. Deal?
Sounds good.
Okay. So on the first day, we have a piece. I'm not going to give the exact workout, but I'm going to talk about some of the things in there. We have a piece with dumbbell snatches, GHDs, and 30 Zeus double unders. So this is the first time actually ever on the blog that we've programmed heavy double unders. I've programmed them in the past for regionals and games, but they've never seen the light of the blog. What's the purpose?
I just think that it's a totally different stimulus. Most people are used to using a really light rope, like the Evo rope or an RPM jump rope, which essentially spins itself, and you don't really have to do that much work if you're efficient. And man, putting a heavier putting a heavier rope in your hand changes everything. And by kind of frying your midline and frying your shoulders, that's going to make it a little interesting. Especially 30 doesn't seem that crazy until you get to like 10 and you're like, oh shit. I just thought it was kind of cool. Because
when I first saw this, I was like, my jaw was like, because I had just finished writing post-open cycle 1 for those who are not going to regionals, and the first thing I wrote down and put in there, and it's all through there, are bigger sets of double unders and heavy double unders to get people to build that endurance where they may lack in skill. They try to make up for it in shoulder endurance and even like your calves. So you jump a little higher with a heavier rope because it takes a little longer to swing it. So it's the first thing I was like, I have to put those in for the average person. And then I saw this and I was like, she's right on top of it. So this will be actually the first taste anyone gets of that. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. We have on the next day, we have a workout where we start and end with a run. We have bar muscle ups, chest to bar pull ups, and pull ups with a dumbbell in between all that. So why the mixing up of the gymnastics in what looks more like a chipper?
So I actually programmed this workout for my gym, and when I was writing it, I was like, man, you know, I want to do like a higher skill, but you know, most people can't do, 40 or 30 bar muscle ups. So I wanted to make the sets manageable, but still have the skill in there. So I kind of liked that, with Dave Castro doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like the mind fuck of going up.
Yeah.
I kind of did a mind fuck of going up, but the skill gets a little bit easier. So it's kind of like, I just thought it was kind of cool that he did that, and I was like, I want to kind of play off that a little bit, but still get a higher skill movement in there.
I really like the piece. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and like you said, you don't jam 30, 40, 50 reps of muscle-ups down someone's throat, so you get to give them the intensity that they need while still making it manageable and fun and letting them move through movement. So I thought that was a really cool one. You've programmed the hero workout, 10 rounds, 10 thrusters, 10 ring push-ups. Ring push-ups, another movement that I don't use often because we typically don't see it often, but I think it's really cool that you threw that in there, and it's fun to mix it up. Little things like for myself, I get in these biases where I get really obsessed with the movements that we see commonly either in the open or in the past 6 years of regionals or at the games. And even when I try to predict ahead, a lot of things like a ring push-up will get left out of the programming because we may see them once a season, if at all. And so it's cool that those sort of things are always in your head to give exposure to the regular, everyday athlete.
So I kind of wanted to do that just because I feel like the stimulus on the first day and the second day is more breathing. Like you can move through everything really, really quickly, where this is more of a muscle fatigue workout, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the thrusters are a manageable weight. It's 95, 65, 10 is definitely a manageable number for most people. But that ring push-up, the muscle fatigue is really going to set in. And so you're going to be able to get your heart rate back down. But like I said, I feel like personally, it's a completely different stimulus than what I programmed for Monday and what I programmed for Tuesday. Tuesday and Monday, you can move through pretty quickly, and I feel like your heart rate will get pretty high. This one, it's going to kind of spike and drop, spike and drop, spike and drop.
Yep, I agree with you totally. You have to play this out smart. And one other thing about ring push-ups that I really like, a lot of people that don't have strict ring dips, the ring push-up forces you to be a lot tighter to your body, so it's actually a pretty good sub for, even in any athlete, but like an affiliate class, if you want to put that in instead of a ring dip, you can get that.
Even on your knees, it's hard.
Yeah, exactly. And it forces you into certain positions that we don't always get into and you don't see with the traditional push-up, so I really like that. Okay, so now the fun starts, because the last 2 days of the week you started to put partner workouts in.
I did.
You jammed them with some really tough stuff the first, but fun, but tough, the first 3 days, and now you're kind of letting them on the weekend have some fun with a partner. So one of the workouts we'll talk about, 7 rounds each with muscle up plus 2s. I usually do a lot of plus 1s, the plus 2 I like, and box jump overs. So how does that workout work?
So I feel like we could definitely see something like ring dips in a workout, but where you have to buy in with a muscle up.
Yeah.
So doing it at the very top. So I kind of wanted to play off that a little bit, but keep the sets semi-manageable, because you're technically doing 9 ring dips a set because you have to dip out of the muscle up plus 3 muscle ups, which isn't excessive, but it will get really hard, I feel like, on the 3rd rep. But I combined it with something that doesn't affect it at all, a box jump over.
Right.
You don't need legs for a muscle up. You don't need your legs for the ring dip, really. And you're not going to get very out of breath doing that. So I just wanted something to spike the heart rate a little bit, but that didn't affect the other movement, because that movement is super challenging and very high skill.
And with a partner, you build in that rest for them. So because 7 rounds of what you just said, 9 ring dips essentially per round, 63, that's a large dose if you had someone go through it in a couple sets, but you break it up into 7 sets and you basically are giving about 1-to-1 rest. So you go through it, jump, and then you get to rest and kind of shake your arms out while the partner goes.
And it's even a little bit more, so that you can technically, like, I would say you should try to really do those unbroken if you have that capacity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because again, you get the break during the box jump overs, although it does spike your heart rate a little bit, but you do get that rest on top of that too. So
love it. Last workout we're going to talk about, another partner workout. 4 snatches of 155, 12 toes to bar, 12/8 calories on the bike. I had to take a little liberty in this one because but you can this is your opportunity to make a change if you want. It's not too late. Nothing's published. So what I wrote at the bottom is alternate movements. So as in partner 1 snatches, partner 2 toes to bar, partner 1 bike, back and forth for 20 minutes, versus having a partner go all the way through or switching when they want. Because if you switch when you want, what you do is you find a partner who's really good at toes to bar, because I suck at that, and you take a bigger chunk. So my little addition, my only little tweak, was to make it so that you had to alternate movements so you get an equal dose. What do you think?
I like that, or I like it where I do 4 snatches, you do 4 snatches, I do 8 toe to bar, you do 8 toe to bar, I do bike.
Well, it's your call. You get to make the call right now. So on the spot.
I want to make a call. You're right. We did a 1-to-1 the day before. I want it to be shorter and faster and move more. So I think I like that.
So you want to double the reps, so each person does 4, and then each person does toes to bar, and then each person does the bike. Okay. I'll make that change. I like that.
Let's do that.
I love it. So guys, if you want to see the rest of her programming, she has a whole week of strength built out, plus extra pieces. I threw in some simple warm-ups for you guys, starting on Monday, right? Monday.
Yeah.
So Monday's the first day. It's technically, National Retest Day, but for those of you who are done, or those of you who are ready to train after you retest, we can start with Chyna's programming. She runs until the following Monday when test week will start for post-open cycle 1. So any final words of wisdom for everyone who's going to be jumping on board for this?
If you hate it, you can direct your complaints to Seth at misfitathletics.com.
You can. I've already created a forwarding service that sends all my emails for this week directly to Chyna at goodforyoucrossfit.com.
No!
So, yeah, that's fine. Use either email address. That'll work just fine.
Oh,
so,
anyway,
all right.
Yeah, I had so much fun. Thank you for letting me do it. I did throw up like 9 times after eating those donuts, so I think I just did it.
It's worth it. All right. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Seth.
See you later.